everyone, this is Namipew. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to check out and review a game called Chessarama. It's developed and published by indie dev studio Minimol Games. Make sure to go check them out. By the way, this is by no means a sponsored video. I was simply approached and asked if I wanted to give this game a go and give some feedback on it. And when I was told that I could give my honest opinion on the game, I was more than happy to accept the request. I wanted to be very clear though that this version of the game is still very much work in progress, so don't take anything I say and apply it to the final version of the game. Well, that being said, let's just get right into it. At the first glance, we are greeted with a very straightforward menu. No complaints here from me. You can just click continue to keep playing a game that you recently played. You can select a game to start a new one. But what exactly is this game all about? Well, it's basically a bunch of minigames, if you will, that all uses chess pieces and their generally known, moveset rules. So this means that a queen piece moves like a queen, a knight moves like a knight, and so on. These pieces are thrown into different little games and you use the typical movement rules to win, more or less. First off, we have Farm Life, a very charming looking game about a knight that has to cultivate his, soil. We do this by jumping on top of each uncultivated soil tile, and again we can only move the same way a normal knight chess piece can. And if you mess up and have to backtrack, there's no need to worry, as if you uncultivate a tile by jumping on it again, you can just jump back in on it once more to cultivate it again. It's a very straightforward mechanic and a very beginner-friendly game. It's even marked as beginner on the menu, so fair enough. Later on you do get to control two knights, so that's making it a bit more interesting, I would say. Overall, this is what was promised. It's a very relaxing, beginner-friendly experience, and a great way to just find out what the game is about, I would say. Oh, and there's aliens. What? Excuse me? Excuse me? No! Oh my gosh, this... Okay, that is so funny. Moving on to another game, Lady Ronin. This, I have to say, is my favorite one out of the 3 current available minigames. Here you play as Lady Ronin, a fierce and deadly assassin that dashes all over the board. However, she's a queen piece, so she moves like a queen piece and she can basically do whatever she wants. To win the game, Lady Ronin must slash down all of the other pieces on the whole board before being able to access the Shogun. You can slash a piece as long as no other piece has you in its line of sight. But even if you get attacked by the other pieces, Lady Ronin just dodges and blocks. In the worst case, she gets pushed back. Generally, I would say it's a pretty impressive and satisfying experience. Just look at that slashing. I could look at this all day. Last but not least, we have Dragon Slayers. The most difficult out of the 3 games. And look, it's even marked as extreme. Pretty daunting, I would say. In this game, you control a few different kinds of chess pieces, and I think this really opens up a lot of the potential for this game in general. Like, it really gets me thinking what else you could do. It gets my creative juices flowing, if you will. Anyway, so to win this game, all you have to do is to move your pawn, the most common piece, all the way to the dragon's heart. Then you will get promoted, and you can defeat the dragon. So, the problem is that you can't just roll up straight to the heart and be like, yo, what's up? You have to actually mind the dragon fire. Yes, every time that the pawn moves on the board, the dragon will swoop down and set all your pieces on fire. And well, to prevent this from happening, you must protect the pawn at all costs. And we accomplish this by using our other pieces to protect the pawn. We get this done by making sure that the pieces' line of movement, if you will, that's the way I'm gonna describe it anyway, is in line where the pawn is. So the rook covers straight, vertical, and horizontal lines from its own position, just like it could move on a chessboard, right? The knight covers in an L shape, and so on. This can be pretty tricky, I'm not gonna lie, and I would like to challenge you to actually give this game a go. It's a lot of fun and can require you to actually go big brain once in a while, because especially if you're like me and you're kind of bad at chess, this will really get your brain juices flowing. You have to be a bit creative here. Well, now on to my general thoughts and opinions about this particular version of the game. And again, very much a work in progress still, so just keep that in mind while you're watching. The graphics are very charming and really helps bringing out that indie vibe feel to the game, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I actually really enjoyed it. Detailed to give you a good feel for what the kind of world you're in, and some minor details makes just this world really fun to observe as well. There is some moving vehicles, there are some animals, and well, there is aliens. No! No, they're taking the chickens! No! No! No, give our chickens back! Wow! Alright! Dang, this farm is gonna run out of business. Not because we suck at planting this crop, but because all our livestock is being taken away by aliens. I would say one thing I would like to see in a later build of the game is to let us zoom in while being able to see more detail of the character pieces. But that's just because I'm kinda curious and I love to just get a good look at stuff. I think the music leaves a bit to be desired. It's not very noticeable or memorable, but you know, maybe that's the intention. Personally, I think a good little memorable tune here and there wouldn't be a bad thing. But honestly, I'm kinda nitpicking here. Overall, I think the music, even though it's not really noticeable, does at least fit in with each of the mini games that are currently available. When it comes to the mechanics of the game does feel very satisfying. Mainly because, well, it's chess mechanics. So, very familiar to most of us, I would assume. But it's in a new setting, and it feels very familiar and very new at the same time. It helps to create this kind of puzzle game feel to it, while also kind of feeling like a type of board game. This is the most true for Dragon Slayers. Again, it's pretty fun and it makes you really think a bit, so I highly recommend you guys to give that game mode a go if nothing else. Seeing a few different pieces in the same minigame makes me see so much potential for this game, and I'm actually very curious to see what kind of minigames they will add in the future. Again, farm life is super relaxing, perfect to play after a long busy day and you just want to chill. Very light on the mechanic side, but you know, that's fine, that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a beginner friendly experience, and I think it's working as intended. Lady Ronin, again, very satisfying. Nothing in the game looks as cool as when you dash around and just slash your way to victory. And again, by far my favorite out of these three minigames. And again, Dragon Slayers, you need to big brain that one a bit, so I highly recommend everyone to go check that one out. If the other game modes don't interest you, go try Dragon Slayers, okay? Overall, I think the game isn't really out to blow you away or anything, but it's a really wholesome indie experience that takes the concept of chess and kinda just throws all of the pieces into all of these new situations. And I have to be honest, I kinda dig it a lot, and I would highly recommend you guys checking it out. For now, you can only add it to your wishlist on Steam, so make sure to do that if this game is up your alley. And about the future of the game, if you check out the sneak peek section in the menu, there is this little sections here where we can see what they have planned for the future. So here we have some information about an upcoming puzzle creator, where you can make your own little games and challenge your friends. They also show how you will be able to post your creations to the community hub. and have others play your masterpieces or your abominations. And that seems like the right step for this kind of game, in my opinion. I think it would be really great if there was a co-op mode or something added where you could play with a friend. But I'm not sure if that's in the works for now or not. Oh, and by the way, they are also looking for content creators. So if you are a content creator and if you are interested in this game, feel free to check it out. Again, link in the description down below. All in all, I had a really good time playing this game. I currently have about 5 hours of playtime already. Just been messing around with the 3 mini games that are currently available, and I'm having a really nice, relaxing experience with it. And honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing what is to come for the game. I already added this game to my wishlist too, and if you want to support this game again, you can do that by adding this game to your wishlist on Steam. In fact, again, there will be a link down in the description below for that, so make sure to check it out. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and until the next time, take care and love your faces.